Today I would like to talk about YouTube's compression system and how it fucks you in the back door anus. If you do not understand if you do not understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, Chris Rock quote. Just in case you're wondering, if you are familiar, sometimes that phrase sounds very familiar. It's from Jackie Chan and Chris Rock's. What's the name of that show? What's it called? No idea what's the name. Forgot. Dragon's Return. Black man and yellow skin slit-eyed person in America. Prince of Orients versus gorillas of Africa. Shit! Should not say that. God fucking damn it. I forgot the name. Is it Night of the White and Night of the Yellow and Black? Party people with slaves of the train system of America. I forgot. I think I try to remember the name of that movie, even though it takes a minute. Nah, it's not coming. Chris Rock and you just Google it or leave it in the comments below what's the name of the movie involving Chris Rock and also Jackie Chan. I think they would come up with a fourth movie or something like that. Oh shit, somebody's coming. It's around 8:30 AM now. Or was it 9? Not sure. So how does YouTube does this trick? You see, I record in a format called the AVC HD. Okay, if you use certain players like Windows own player, not VLC. VLC comes blurry. You use a AVC HD format. It's quite a high format. It's a different format from 60 frames per second, which coincidentally nobody uses anymore. It was trendy. You look at the Jeremy Yans of the movie review critic fella with the red background, talks very fast. It used to have 60 frames per second, but now no. It's because it kind of looks weird. You see something like it is as if in real life. It's really weird. 60 frames per second is useful when you're playing games because of the reaction time between your clicking and the movement of the screen. That's useful, but in terms of videos, it's weird. You can see the movement and our eyes are not that used to it. We're used to 25 frames per second or 30 frames per second. Now we're going to the frame area. So, remember back then the second movie of that Peter Jackson, what's that? It's not Lord of the Rings, it's called something else. The Hobbit, yes, the second movie of The Hobbit uses, was it the first movie? I think it was the first movie, uses 60 frames per second. And you watch the movie, it is very clear. You see everything, the detail of the arm and whatnot. It looks fake as hell because it's too detailed, and because of this fakeness, or because they move a bit too weirdly, our eyes are not used to it. It becomes kind of like not cinematic. Cinematic is make-believe. Like everything is a bit blurry, but at least it conveys a feeling of realism. It's not too detailed until it brings you out of the show and tells your brain that look at the armor. It's not real armor. It's fake, because you look at it. It looks too plasticky. It looks like polymer or some kind of synthetic plastic. So why was I talking about 60 frames per second? AVC HD. If you use it if you film in it and you use the Windows Media Player to play it, you will see that it is very clear. When something moves, it is clear. If it's a normal, not AVC HD format video, then when something object moves, it's blurry. So that's why I'm saying 60 frames per second and 30 frames per second. One is clear, and when it moves, it's clear. But the 30 frames per second, there's like blurring, a blurry effect when something moves. So it's very clear when you use AVC HD. Unfortunately, it also means that the files that I record in, the files that is being made while using the AVC HD is bloody huge. For example, let's say 4 gigabytes worth of AVC HD video gives me about, I think, actually I'm not sure, 4 gigabytes is like 20 minutes, yeah, roughly about that. 4 gigabytes is 20 minutes. And you know that I go out there and film a lot, and space costs money. Okay, this is not the cloud computing era. It costs a lot of money, because if you film and you store it in a traditional hard drive, it will run out. Space will run out quickly, very, very quickly. So I do not keep my raw videos. Once I upload it into the YouTube, then it's there, and I don't have a backup copy, because space costs money and I do not have a lot of money. That's why that's where you come in. Patreon, please support me. Costs money to eat and also to do other stuff like upgrading the camera, just in case the camera goes kaput. So when I upload it into one channel, right, and I destroy the original file because it takes too much space, only the ones that I deem not important. But when it comes to like pretty girls and I film them, I'll keep those because I want it to be crystal clear. So I don't have a copy anymore. So if I want to re-upload that same particular video to another channel, same exact duplicate, then I'll rely on a program called the YTD downloader or YouTube downloader that has the setting of the highest quality. Most likely it is going to be 1080p times 720. Is it 1080? 1220? I'm not sure. It's a 1080. 1720 times 1080p, is it? Oh no, sorry. 1920 times 1080p. That's the full HD. So from AVC HD file, like say 1 gigabyte, once you upload into the YouTube, the quality will go down. It's either the audio or the video quality. It will still remain as full HD. It's still 920 times 1080p, but it will screw up everything else. It won't be as fine or is as pretty as the original raw file, because space, I guess. And also another reason is they wanted to play the video smoothly. Okay, playing the video smoothly is more important than the image quality. So YouTube prioritizes the easiness of playing that video. So every second of that video, the megabytes of that video will be lowered. So it will be easier, this will be smoother when you play it on their streaming website. So you lose quality in terms of the video or the audio. Most likely the video, because I already know this, everybody knows this, the quality will go down. AVC HD, a very high quality video, is not supported. Okay, it's not supported, so it's going to be downgraded to a normal 1080p video. You look at the bar there in the quality setting, there's 240p, 480p, 720p, 1080p, and the 60 frames variant and also the 4K variant. So it's a given. AVC HD will be downgraded to 1080p. You compare the file size, don't quote me on this, but 1 GB of AVC HD when once ported into the YouTube, I think it will fall into maybe half of this file size. The file size will be like around 500 megabytes. From 1 GB to 500 megabytes, so the quality has been halved. Kinda, okay. Don't quote me on this. I did not test it, but after various downloads, re-downloading the video from YouTube itself, I get the impression that the file size has become very small. So you might think this is a one-off. From AVC HD to 1080p, that's it, finish. So the quality could never get worse than that, but it really does. If you, let's say this 500 megabyte video in your YouTube channel, if you download it using YTD downloader, okay, let's say when you download it, you get 500 megabytes, okay, same quality, 500 megabytes. That's how I know that that file in my YouTube channel is 500 megabytes, because I downloaded it from downloaded it from the YouTube channel using YTD downloader. So now I have 500 megabyte file on my desktop, and I re-upload it into YouTube. Guess what happens? It goes into YouTube, of course, and the file will be there, and it will be 1080p. But if I do it again, okay, this new file, I download it from YouTube again using YTD, of course. The file size is less than 500 megabytes. I'm not sure how much, but it's definitely less and less and less. Either there's something wrong with YTD downloader, or it's just YouTube. I suspect it's YouTube, because it's natural for them to downgrade the video quality as time goes by. I mean, if you were to use YouTube as a storage space for your videos, then yeah. So the wise is just dump it in YouTube and just forget about it. Don't use it as a source of re-uploading your videos, because the quality will go down and go down, because the file size will go down, go down, go down, go down. I hope you get what I mean. That means the best quality is the first upload, and whatever you uploaded, if you download it using YTD downloader, will be less, the quality will be worse than the initial file in YouTube. So that's how YouTube screws your anus. It's weird actually. You might think, oh, YouTube should actually keep the file size similar, even though I download it from YouTube itself. So why does it happen? It's just software. It has been programmed to actually maybe lessen the quality, so that they can not exponentially lose storage space, because like everything else in the world, storage space is not infinite. It is a finite. It's a finite commodity. People might tell you, oh, they have tons and tons of servers out there, so no problem. But if everything is kept in a raw state, all the videos are super huge size, then sooner or later the amount of videos or space taken because of all these high quality videos will catch up with YouTube's purchasing of servers. So the only way that they can combat this, or make sure that they do not run out of space as fast as people are using YouTube or using the space within YouTube, is to actually lessen the quality of the videos by how many percent? Maybe 50% to, yeah, about 50% lessen the quality. So it is logical. You don't want to lose space. Bear in mind that how many hours of videos is uploaded into YouTube per second. I'm not sure. I think it is about 3 hours per second, or was it 3 hours a minute? I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. So that's all I wanted to say. The gist of it is, don't treat YouTube as a personal space or a external hard drive where you can store your videos without expecting degradation of your video quality. And of course things can get screwed up because YouTube can suddenly pull your channel and you lose all your videos without you knowing it. So do not let your precious videos be at the mercy of some conglomerate or big mega corporation without backup. That's all I'm trying to say. Keep your files safe and keep your porn stash, whether it's like illegal or legal, safe, because once it's released into the wild and you download it and you keep it, maybe that's a part of history, because porn is history. It needs to be protected. Porn, that is.